Hey, list reviews. Loads of lists coming in this late summer, and this one is from Florian. And let's see what he's building. He is a new player who wants to see if he can do something that's even more competitive or just a little bit better. And this is what he's doing. So 1,000 points, 997, just enough points for a single SMG. 17 order dice, that's pretty good at 1,000 points. Yeah, that is pretty good. Waffen-SS Second Lieutenant. This is what we're seeing more and more competitive German players bring, because you can bring them inexperienced and they only cost 30 points because they have that blind obedience special rule, which of course makes them more vulnerable, but that doesn't matter if your lieutenant is going to hide all game. So in that respect, I think the Waffen-SS Second Lieutenant is a good choice to bring. The only thing that you're going to have to do is bring a Waffen-SS unit, which, of course, Florian does as the first thing here. He brings 5 inexperienced Waffen-SS with rifles. They are a backline holder. I think they could be even maybe 6-man with a Panzerfaust and then regulars. If you want to, there's like somewhere where you can spend a few points here, because that will make them into a skirmish unit. As they are a backline holder, and you can get that for cheaper points. You can get shirkers. So they are a good backline holder, but not the absolute best. They would be better as skirmishers with the Panzerfaust, I think. SS Pioneers Veterans. Ooh, that's an expensive unit. Look at that. 139 points. That is more than I spend on a Gurkha unit. And they are expensive. Not that expensive, but expensive. Look at this. Right. So they're SS Panzer Pioneers. They have 1 man with a rifle. That is the loader for the flamethrower. They have 4 SMGs and then 2 Panzerfausts. It is still only a 6-man unit, and you're paying 139 points. That's more than 20 points per man in the unit. No veteran is worth 20 points. Not one. Fanatics, they don't need to be fanatics. Why? Because you're not going to assault. These are not assaulters. They don't want to assault. You're just a 6-man unit. Assaulters need to be more than 6 men, ideally 7 or more. So what they are a hunter unit. They drive up in a heavy field car, get out, and then they obliterate something with the submachine guns and the flamethrower, maybe even fire a couple of Fausts in different directions. That is what they do. And they do it really well, but they don't need all this extra stuff onto them. So I think I would get a regular Pioneer section here instead. If you could get them regulars, that would be even better, but just any old hair Pioneers would do the same job for cheaper, because you're not going to charge with them. Then that's not going to happen. Then here, look at this. This is a perfect example of skirmish units, 7 men, rifles, hair grenadiers. I would give them a Panzerfaust, so like have one of the Panzerfausts from, or like a few of the points you're saving by buying regular Pioneers somewhere, give them a Panzerfaust. That Panzerfaust will mean that the enemy stewards and what have you won't drive all the way up into 6-inch range and just start pummeling you. So that might be a good idea. German LMG team. These are good. These are what all MMG teams should be. They have 5 shots. They're not fixed. They are a 3-man team. Doesn't matter, because you can move them and shoot. That is it. That's what you should do with submachine guns. They're 35 points, so they are still worth it. That's a pretty cheap little pin machine. Perfect. Sniper team. Regular, 50 points. Always nice. Sverre's Wolfgarat, the Howling Cow. That is really good, and you buy it inexperienced the way it should be done. So And the multi-rocket launcher, what that will do is it will split your enemy up. It will make him have further distance between his units so that you can get to hit one part of that. But that does mean that you're going to have something that can hit that. You're going to have some push units, some units that can go out and hit his line. Now, the Pioneers can do that for you, but they need transport and they need to be able to move through the enemy hail of fire on the way. The horse-drawn limber is pretty cheap. You can get it even cheaper by going mule, but 8 points, very cheap. Second platoon, Waffen-SS Lieutenant, again, always good to see. Another Waffen-SS unit, inexperienced backline holder. I, again, would rather have this as a skirmish unit. Again, a very expensive SS Panzer Pioneer. Cut these down. They're too expensive for you. A Hair Grenadier unit, LMG team, medium mortar team, inexperienced. Now this is nice because that means that you have both the multi-rocket launcher and you have something that can zero in, like that. A Panzer III, that is the darker Panzer. Look at this, it's got an 8+ armor, it's tracked, it's got a light AT gun and 3 machine guns, German machine guns. That's 18 shots, 2 of them coaxial, so you're not shooting your light AT gun, you're shooting 12 shots in a direction, right? That's pretty good. That's Darker Steward territory, isn't it? So, and the only thing is that with a Darker Steward, all your shots are in the hold. You have 13 shots in the hole and 5 in the turret. This is the other way around. You have 12 in the turret and 6 in the hole. So in some respects, this is better than a Darker Steward, although a little bit more expensive. But then it's not vulnerable. And a truck, 12-man capacity. This is not good enough. That one truck, it's the size where you can have 2 of your Pioneers in it. But I don't see why you would want to. Those 2 Pioneers in that one truck, I would put all my skirmishers on ambush, and as soon as you move out, I would shoot the truck, which would give pins to your Pioneers so that when they come out, they're going to be pinned. I would give you at least 2 pins, preferably 3. That would mean that the truck is pinned and both the Pioneers units get pins. So for every pin I put on your truck, you get 3 pins, 1 for each unit. So I would absolutely pin you to smithereens. If you get out, you're shooting with -2, at least because you made an order test, right? So you're shooting with -2, you're pretty likely to miss, and then I can just shoot at you. So 1 truck is not enough. You're going to have to suppress the enemy more than that, and then have, from my perspective, heavy field cars with Pioneers, inexperienced heavy field cars, not even regular heavy field cars, or like, and that means you can cut out the MMG as well. So cut the truck down to 2 heavy field cars, make them inexperienced, cut the MMG. That would give you more points, and it would give you a better opportunity of throwing up your Pioneers in different directions. So that would be my advice. Florian, thank you so much for the list. It is great to see that German lists are actually doing a comeback here. Of course, there's still issues with them, but we are seeing sort of a build for the Germans here that can work, and that does have a lot of different tools that makes them viable in competitive play. That was it, guys. See you in the next video. Cheers.